All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Camille Ferguson, and first of all, I want to just thank you for your time. We know that time is our most valuable resource, so we just want to honor you in that and choosing to spend half an hour of your day today to just come and learn and hear a little bit more about a discussion and a topic that we think is really important and really empowering, and that is my mission today is that you leave empowered, educated, and walking away with solutions. So just a little bit about me. I'm a certified regenerative health practitioner and clinical iridologist. I am a mom of three. I have two grown children and a little boy. And I came into this work needing some solutions in my own health. I was severely depleted, having two back-to-back pregnancies, found myself in chronic pain during my third pregnancy and wasn't quite sure what was going on with my body. I was turning to ibuprofen after my son was born to self-medicate. I've always been very holistically minded, and I didn't want to go the route of surgery or pharmaceutical medication. Not that ibuprofen is any better than that, but it seemed like a temporary solution. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that today, about temporary solutions and why that's just not the answer. So like I said, I found myself in this place of severe chronic pain and really praying for a solution to be out of that chronic pain. And it was when a friend of mine introduced organic superfood nutrition, getting the body alkaline, and gently nourishing and detoxifying my body with the solutions that we're going to be sharing with you today. So with that topic of cellular regeneration and gentle detoxification in mind, I wanted to share some interesting statistics with you. I'm going to be sharing a little bit of information from this book. It's called The Detox Miracle Source Book, and it's by my mentor and teacher, Dr. Robert Morse. He's an amazing man in the health world. So if you're curious to learn a little bit more about this topic after we are done sharing it today, I'd highly recommend picking up his book and doing some deep diving on your own. But the statistic that I came across today was quite staggering, and it actually kind of hurt my heart. I read that 1 in 2 men today are diagnosed with cancer, and 1 in 3 women are diagnosed with cancer. This is a staggering statistic, and with these kind of numbers in place, we know that there is a real issue at hand. This was reported by the allopathic medical industry. So our Western medical industry is seeing this as a situation that they are faced with on a daily basis. And the Western allopathic medical industry uses what's called a treatment-based model. And this model is a temporary fix. It temporarily eliminates symptoms, but what we're finding is that it actually pushes symptoms deeper and deeper and deeper into the tissues. So this may stop the symptoms in the meantime, but when treatment is stopped, we're seeing that these symptoms come back, and oftentimes with vengeance and even higher rates of dis-ease. So we are here to talk about solutions today, and that being regeneration and detoxification. So what is regeneration? It means rebuilding failing tissue. And what is detoxification? It is removing the inflammatory conditions and the toxins in the tissues that cause the body to fail. So there's 3 types of disease. There's acidosis. This is linked to inflammation, congestion in the body, and cellular atrophy. What I mean by atrophy is degeneration and loss of life in that tissue. Another cause of disease is toxicity. Toxicity is caused by cellular damage from toxins, things that we're putting into our body, things that we're breathing, things that we're putting onto our body, and even toxic thoughts. So when we have a toxic condition in our body, there's a high congestion and mucus, cellular damage, and increased inflammation. The third cause of dis-ease is tissue weakness. Now, this may come from genetics or acidosis or toxicity, ironically. So let's talk about some solutions today. So regeneration. Regeneration means that we are alkalinizing the body, and that lowers inflammation in the body. We're going to be talking about ways that you can increase the alkalinity in your body today with the solutions that we found. We're also going to be talking about detoxification. That is what helps this process of regeneration. And detoxification simply means removing cellular obstructions like mucus and chemicals to relieve the body of this toxic burden. And the outcome when we work on regenerating the body and gently detoxifying the body, we are energized. And this comes through green living foods, life-giving foods, and this increases the vitality in the cells. So as a clinical iridologist and regenerative health practitioner, I've actually seen in real time when tissue can regenerate because of the environment that we place it in. And so by implementing these simple principles of gentle detoxification and gently regenerating the cells through what we're eating and what we're removing, we can re-energize our bodies. So that's a lot of information right there. I hope that makes sense to you, and please reach out if you have questions. But one of the things that I've seen as when working in this way is transformation. And I wanted to bring on a special guest today. Her name is Rebecca Dussault. She is an Olympic athlete. She's a world-class athlete as well. She's a trainer. She's a woman of faith and a homeschooling mother and homesteading mother of almost 7. She's got one on the way. And she has an incredible story about how she has been able to implement an organic superfood protocol that has helped to alkalinize her body and gently detoxify it, even while being pregnant. And so, Rebecca, I know you've got a great story to share with us. So without further ado, please join us today.
Hi, Camille and Mary. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, you're absolutely right that my story is, it's something that I treasure. I always tell myself, how could I thank Camille enough for having shown me what she knows about health and regeneration? Because I was doing all of the things. I was eating organic, raising our meats, eating the foods that we grow. We've been, for 23 years of marriage, so conscientious about how we were eating. But I still had pain. I still had symptoms of inflammation. I still had things where I could tell my skin was needing to detox and push out toxins and all the things that I still couldn't figure out, this mystery chain of symptoms. And it was really through that, as she calls it, gentle detoxification, which it is. Thanks be to God that it's not, severe, but it's just so gentle. And these shifts in the diet to alkalinize my body have been substantial. For me, it released me from 19 years of shoulder pain, extreme shoulder pain, flaring at times. And so I never would take it seriously because sometimes it would go down, but the next, it could be the next 8 months, I couldn't wipe my countertops off, or I would have to dress in a very calculated way to get my shoulder into a shirt or to hold and nurse a baby. So that was one of the most significant changes for me. It's just my shoulder free of pain, completely free of pain. And that was right away. And then different things have come up over time. I notice now when I go to the doctor or when I go to the dentist or I work on my own teeth, I have no tooth sensitivity anymore. I come from really genetically poor dental, health, shall we say, and just watching things regenerate, even teeth. So those things have brought me a lot of hope. And for myself, most acutely in this last year, we lost 2 babies, and I jumped into this regenerative health community and said, help, what can I do? And just being pointed back to my own adrenal health and what I could do to boost myself up in that department really was a saving grace. I didn't feel like I had to run out and get some, Band-Aid solution and just take all kinds of maybe wrongly prescribed amounts of progesterone and all kinds of stuff. I really dug deep in herbs and food and that sort of thing. And I'm happily very, very pregnant with child now. So it was just it brought me life. It truly brought me life in many ways. So there is that part, right? The health part. The wealth part is equally as freeing. equally as non-inflamed, if you will, because just knowing that I have something so stable and consistent. I love it that when I'm going and sharing health with somebody, I'm also sharing wealth with them. We can only do, we feel the way that we fuel. And when we go out there and we feel less inflamed and less aggravated and less overwhelmed and more calm and more joy filled and more life filled, that's what we go and we give to others. So it's been really freeing to be part of this at a financial level too. I love it that my income and my impact are tied into the same spot. For me as an entrepreneur, and I've always been an entrepreneur, I cannot tell you the stress and the burden of being butcher, baker, and candlestick maker every day of my life. If I didn't wake up and put all those hats on at once, nothing would get done in business. And now with this model and this community, it is so sustainable for me. And for the first time in my life, I have this other stream of income that I can rely on. So whether I need to take weeks off to have baby or travel with my family, etc., there is this more predictable outcome that I'm getting in this space. While I am in business for myself, I am not in business by myself. And I can't think of a really greater grace. I love the women in this community. There are a few token males, of course, but love the sisterhood, love the community. It keeps me showing up. It keeps me accountable. And I love that because, my own lows are brought high by those around me. So really thankful for what I found here at Purium. I wouldn't have it any other way. And so much growth still to be had. And even as I bring on, team members now and help them duplicate what I've done, it's another level of my personal development. Like, where would I find that in such a freeing environment? So thank you to all you ladies.
Yeah, Rebecca, I'm always so inspired by your story. And I didn't know that about your dental health. So that's incredible. Wow. Well, we're going to bring on Mary Cornwell next. She is going to be sharing a little bit more about these principles of detoxification and sharing about her journey. She has a really special journey. So thanks so much, Mary, for being here with us today. Can't wait to hear from you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Camille and Rebecca, for your shares. Drop an 8 in the comments if you're feeling inspired and empowered from their own health transformations. And if you're feeling like you're ready to transform your health and really make your health a priority, because I've learned this the hard way at times, but health really is our greatest wealth. And if we don't have our health, life isn't as vibrant, and we can't show up to do the things that we're called here to do and show up fully to live in our purpose. And so to give you a little bit of background about myself, I got really sick from mold poisoning in the house I was living in and in my place of employment starting in 2016. And I didn't know what was making me sick, except for I knew my body wasn't feeling good. And over the course of 2.5 years, I developed hypothyroidism and fatigue and a lot of chronic illness that I just couldn't shake. And when I found out that it was my home making me sick, I moved out and I started trying to detox. And I'll go into a little bit more about what I mean by the word detox, but I started to detox and try to use supplements and different protocols to repair my body. But it wasn't enough until I found the concept of regenerative health and detoxification through regeneration. And so I want to touch base on what exactly is detox and what our organs of elimination are. So there's a couple different ways that we can eliminate toxins through our body. There are our liver, our kidneys, our lymphatic system, our digestive tract, our skin, and our lungs. And for me, even 2 years post moving out of mold, I would wake up and I would have a lot of liver and kidney pain. In the mornings, I would wake up with a lot of nausea, which is a sign of lymphatic congestion. And it wasn't until I started incorporating in the concept of regenerative health and of superfoods, which I'm going to introduce here in a moment, that I really started to feel my body come back online. The reason why is because we can't just throw the word detox out there and force our body to eliminate things when it's not ready. It's really important to build a foundation of good nutrients and lay that foundation work so that our body, our lymphatic system, our detox organs start opening and can start to process out some of the maybe pharmaceuticals or different indoor or outdoor air contaminants that we might be exposed to. And so the protocol that Camille and Rebecca also both experienced really a lot of great relief from is mainly four core nutrients, the first of which is super amino 23. This is a vegan plant-based protein. It's 8 of your essential amino acids. It originally was developed for cancer patients to help them build muscle and to provide a protein source that doesn't have to go through your kidneys and your digestive tract. This actually gets absorbed straight into your lymphatic system. So when we talk about your detox organ, one of your detox organs being your lymphatic system, this gets absorbed directly into your lymph system and bypasses that digestive tract. So for me, when I started taking this, I started feeling a lot more energy, and my liver and my kidneys, a lot of that achy pain started to go away because I was able to focus on healing instead of digesting my food, but still able to get this really good source of protein. Then we also flood the body with micronutrients. So this is the Power Shake. Something that I love about this, besides the nutrients, is the container that it's in. So this shiny silver bag is actually made out of hemp and bamboo. So not only is the product itself really clean and pure, but also just the packaging that it comes in, which is something that I love about Purium and the commitment to not only our physical health, but also the environment. And so the Power Shake, when I first started taking the Power Shake, I remember it was day 3 into the ULT that I just felt like a sigh of relief to my body. I don't know how to put it in a different way besides that. My body just felt so incredibly nourished and hydrated. And I started realizing that in my bowel movements that I was actually starting to absorb and assimilate my food. And like we talked about earlier, our digestive system is one of our detox pathways. So things were able to start moving out of my body in a really gentle way while deeply nourishing at a cellular level. And while I was taking the Power Shake, oh, I just dropped this, was Biomedic. So this is gut support. So as we're really nourishing and alkalizing the body, I started taking the Biomedic, and this is a way to pull out glyphosate, which is a herbicide that's found in Roundup. It's found in a lot of our water, our soil, our air. Even if we're eating organic, they have found glyphosate levels in urine and blood in humans. So this is a really powerful tool to start to get rid of the glyphosate, but also for my own purposes, mold and heavy metals was also a really big part of that. They've actually found that within 6 weeks of using Biomedic, it reduces, 1 pill a day, it reduces 74% of the inflammation levels in your body. So it's really about consistent use over time. And then finally, what I take every single day is this apothecary, and this is an organic tart cherry juice. Take this at the end of the day to really bookend taking these nutrients. It's cold pressed organic tart cherry juice. It really helps support melatonin levels in the body, also helps the kidneys start to filter and be able to detox things that we're exposed to and start to move things out of the body. It's also really good at decreasing inflammation and pain. I know Camille has her own really powerful story in using apothecary for some chronic pain and some like back issues that she was having. So those are the core 4 nutrients. And when you're doing the ultimate lifestyle transformation, like I started with, I also added in Zinc Aid, which is a whole food plant-based source of zinc, vitamin C, A, D, and E. And the difference is with this, as opposed to like zinc or vitamin D that you might find in the stores, that they're all whole food plant-based sources. Like everything that we're taking it's whole food source, meaning your body can absorb and assimilate it so much better than it can a man-made isolated vitamin. And then last but not least is the super cleanser. So once you start getting your body more alkalized and you're incorporating in more fruits and vegetables, and you have the accountability of whoever coach you're working with through our program, you are being set up with 10 days of super cleanser. And that is a really way to get deep into your colon and to really like flush out parasites and even out any gut issues that you might have going on. For me, taking super cleanser was the point where my hormones started to balance and come back into more of a homeostasis, because living in mold and having a lot of heavy metals in my body had really disrupted my endocrine system. And so by addressing the body and really as a whole system approach, and especially the gut, I was able to start to repair my hormones in that capacity. So that, in a nutshell, is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. It's something that I have incorporated in on a daily basis now, and I take the core 4 nutrients every day, and it's been 2 years out, and I'm still seeing pretty profound shifts and changes in my health. What Camille had mentioned earlier around regeneration, our body, our outer world always reflects our inner world. So even my eye colors have changed and shifted to a lot brighter blue as I've been able to remove a lot of these toxicities and really nourish my body at that cellular level. So I'm really incredibly grateful, not only for this health opportunity, but also the business opportunity, which Rebecca mentioned has really blessed her and her family and her life. So I'm going to pass it back to Camille, who can share a little bit of her story and her experience with that as well.
Incredible, Mary. Thank you so much for sharing all of that information. I always learn so much from you. You're just a wealth of knowledge, and your passion really shows that. So thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I realized that I didn't completely tell the rest of my story, my health story. So I wanted to just kind of finish up based on what Mary had shared here. When I incorporated this nutrition into my life, within 2 days, I was out of chronic pain, and I had been self-medicating for years. And I was really struggling to get through the day with my 2-year-old. And it was at that same time when I said, okay, nothing else is working. I, got to give this a try. I was watching my husband at the same time really struggle, and just where he was and, trying to provide for our family. He was in grad school full time. Our business had been shut down because of COVID. And I've been working since I was a kid. So I knew that there was something that I could be doing, but because one of my core values is family and being home to raise my children, I didn't want to just leave the house and, enter back into the workforce. And so I knew that there was an opportunity here with Purium to contribute to the finances of my household. And what that has meant for me has allowed me to get really healthy in my body. I know that being healthy is not cheap. And so having a secondary stream of income helped to support my own health journey. And I've seen that across the board too, when people align themselves with our company and our economy called the Purium economy, that their health really dramatically improves. So this has been a vehicle for me to not only get healthier in my own body, but to provide a substantial income into my home that is in alignment with my own core values. Purium really stands for purity and premium and why am I stumbling over my words here? Premium and purity. So Purium is a made up word, but not only did they see people really struggling in their health, but they saw that people were really struggling in their finances. And what Purium really represents to me is a company that is about solutions. So we are not only about providing health solutions, but we are also making a huge impact in removing plastic waste from the environment. Our company is virtually plastic free now. And this is really important to me: environmental stewardship, community and collaboration and connection is another one of their core values. I found an incredible community here of like-minded individuals that where I feel at home. So that is another huge core value of mine. And then this concept of financial freedom as well. I love to travel. I'm from the mountains, so I like to go back and forth and see my family. And I can literally work from anywhere. And I've been able to build a sustainable income while working around my little boy's schedule. So this has been a complete solution 100% of the way. And not only that, but it's added another stream of income into my life. I was able to attend school to be a regenerative health practitioner and clinical iridologist, and I would not have had that opportunity if I would not have found Purium. So I'm eternally grateful. And Mary, I'm just going to bounce it back to you if you want to just close out this call and just share a little bit more. And we just want to thank you guys. I do want to mention that whoever invited you to this call today does have a special gift code, and be happy to share more information with you.
Totally. Thanks, Camille. Yeah, and I echo everything what Camille was saying around the business and just the company. I had the blessing of meeting Dave Sandoval last October. He's the owner of Purium, and it just really solidified meeting him, the integrity and the honesty and just the overall mission of our company and what we're doing here. And suffering is optional. We really deserve to feel whole and vibrant and healthy and happy in our bodies. And I'm really proud to work for a company that really embodies and embraces that on every different level with health, right? Because chronic illness and some of those stats that Camille read earlier are really astounding. Like over 50% of humans do have some sort of chronic disease and may be diagnosed with cancer at some point in their life. And it's due to lifestyle and toxins and processed foods and different chemicals and even stress and fear and certain emotions in our body. And so we're able to approach and help people in their physical health, but also their finances. And especially in the economy that we live in today, on average, about 80% of Americans are in some sort of debt. And so being able to have this as another income stream to be able to support your goals and your family and your purpose here is really powerful. And then not only that, but to be able to earn an income with an impact and really know that you're making a big difference on people's physical health, but also the environment, and knowing that the footprint that we have here at Purium, we have compostable packaging, and we're really leading and paving the way when it comes to not using plastic and certain things in our products. And so I could go on about why I love this company, but I'll just share a little bit about my own business transformation story. So as I was really putting these nutrients into my body, it was day 3 of the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation where I woke up and I was like, wow, this is the first time in 3 days, like in years, this is the first time in years where 3 days I haven't had to take a nap in the afternoon. Like, where is this energy coming from? And so I called up a girlfriend and her kid who really, they both were struggling in their health. And my friend's daughter had eczema all over her body. And I just knew that maybe this could help them. And so I decided to be a brand partner so that I could help my friend and her kid. And really, it's my business has, no pun intended, organically grown since then, and just wanting to share the solution with other people. And it's been a really big blessing in my life to be able to empower other people in their health and make an income, because when I first started Purium, I was on COVID unemployment and did not know what I was going to do for a job, and really didn't want to go back to the corporate 9-to-5 job that I was working. I loved the people that I worked with, but I really didn't like being tied into those hours in a certain location, because like Camille, I also love to travel, and healing was a really big priority of mine. I knew I couldn't do that if I was also working full-time at another corporate job. And so over the course of 2 years, I've built my own health back up, but then also a successful business and helping other people mentor in their own create their own path. So this, if you're interested in any of this, if it resonates, or if you're thinking of someone who could really use a health upgrade, or maybe they're looking for another stream of income, please share this with them. Get back to the person that invited you to this call. There's a lot of different options besides the nutrients that I shared, for all different levels and health goals and needs. And so please get back to the person that invited you. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to check in with us. And thank you so much, Camille and Rebecca, for your shares. I think we'll take I don't know if we want to